Did his bit, 25-6 in that grand final game. Smith-Milner back out for Adnam. Was fouled.
It's a bit overzealous there from Kai Soto. Did all the hard work. Contested that pretty well and cleaned up. Kyle Adnam didn't have to do it. He's got the length and athleticism to be able to worry Kyle Adnam out of it. Just coming up short on the closeout.
As a development player. New Zealand boys, 208 centimetres, I should say, out of Auckland. There's a whole lot of him.
Well, there is. Another one, they need those bodies. Robert Franks tees one up that short. That might be a foul on Kyle Adnam. I thought he was just giving Sunday Detch a little bit of a hug. Just saying, let's get NBL 23 off on a friendly note. Yeah. But we already see there's a one-on-one play from Robert Franks settling for a contested three instead of getting off the dribble against Torrey Smith-Milner. The one word that I think will come out of Adelaide 36ers once the season starts is sacrifice. You've got superstars up and down your roster. Everybody, not just one person or two, everyone's going to have to sacrifice a little bit in their game if they want to be legitimate title contenders. I'm sure they're going to be with the talent they have. But just because they have that, doesn't mean it's going to all be put together.
Franks pulls up from the corner. That rattles out. Rebound by Gary Brown, who had Rossetto running the floor, and Galloway says, "No, sir." So much upside for Kyron Galloway, and we saw it there on the defensive end of the floor. The Phoenix have got 5 to work with on the shot clock. It has to be Junior Madut.
Make something out of nothing there. What a block from Galloway. Oh, a little bit of size by the looks of it as well. Madut just steps into a nice contested three. Kai Soto goes to work. Good hands from Brown. There's the turnover. That's the exceptional one-on-one defense. And Brown came in. What the hell, Brown on Sunday Detch, where he was told, we need to play defense. We're not just going to simply outscore a team, and his teams continue to outscore other teams rather than play defense. Adelaide might have enough weapons to do that, but will that win them a championship? That is the question. They might win a lot of games in doing so, but when push comes to shove in a 3-game series, they want to make sure they can be a strong defensive unit.
Yeah. Game changes at that end of the year. Nice move out to Savage. Got Soto up in the air as well, and from underneath, misses a simple one. 3 minutes before half time.
35-24. See on the scoreboard, top left corner, still working on getting the scores for you at home. So hang with us.
Just a few little gremlins in the system for the first game. Blitz rolls on tomorrow. Tasmania and Sydney in action first at 5 o'clock Australian Central Time. And Perth and Cairns we'll see tomorrow night at 7:30 local time. But as always, check your guides and nbl.com.au for all the information you need. And there's Kai Soto.
Put a lid on it, Kai Soto. That's what he can do. Pre-season, I actually did it a couple of weeks ago, so I didn't even get the benefit of seeing some pre-season games, but really it wasn't for me just the top 20 best individual players. So that's the way I wanted to attack it, because that, to be honest, you probably look at a lot of imports, where that's what they're designed to be, is the best players in the league. I looked at the top 20 players I believe will have a massive impact this season. That's why I tried to. For those who read the article, I appreciate it. For those who just saw the names and wanted to have a crack, I understand, but there is some reasoning behind it in the article, in the actual words.
Marshall pulls up mid-range 2. Did your Twitter notifications go up a little bit?
That and my Instagram DM. I don't think I've had that many Instagram DMs since I was playing.
Just to get a few, did you, when you were playing?
They weren't positive.
A little pick and roll play. Kicks it into the corner. Phoenix have gone a little cold in this second quarter. Adesevich, no good. Karen surveys the floor, has options everywhere. One of them, Robert Franks.
That's where he's going to be a beast, Robert Franks. When he slides down, he can play the 5 or he's a trail big. His ability to pick and pop, shoot the 3. Best shooting big man in the league last year. He was so efficient from outside, and can't wait to see how he plays in those different roles. We're back on that. It's a couple of the imports that I maybe have listed, and look, there's a couple that I think in hindsight, probably deserve a bit more of a nod. Tyler Johnson would be one of those
That was
guys.
the first one I was going to ask.
He'd be one of those guys who should probably be a lot higher. And I have no doubt he's going to end up, once he understands the NBL, it's so much different to every other league. He could absolutely dominate this league and be a top 10 player, no doubt about it. Hindsight probably should be a bit more, but just because at the time I thought was injured, I'd heard, but he was sick.
Yep.
So I took a lot of health into that because we know Nathan Sobey coming off a niggling knee injury that may hang around that cause him to be nursed through the season from what I've heard. So that's a bit of a worry for me. But if he's healthy, he's another one. He's one of the best players in the league by far.
Nathan Sobey, totally.
Absolutely.
Yeah. Yep.
So that's why a lot of it. We have seen some highly touted players come into the NBL and struggle. Not saying I don't think any of the ones that I listed will, but we have seen it in the past. But I'll try and get it back mid-season.
I was going to say, have you thought about revisiting these mid-season?
I think I will for sure, because it's a lot easier once you look at the stats,
Yeah.
look at the numbers and the production. But I really tried to deep dive exactly who I think is going to be impactful. Hence, Mitch Buchanan coming off a poor season has vowed to be better. We're seeing little signs of what he can do if he's on the front foot. If he plays like this all season long, I know it's extremely early. It's in for a big season.
Absolutely. 35-24 out of the timeout. Adelaide leading Southeast Melbourne. Game 1 of the NBL 23 Blitz. Kyle Adams been ultra aggressive tonight so far for his team. Gave up that 3. And again, they play late in the clock. Nice D from Marshall, and then help D from Soto was good.